Welcome to the College CEO Podcast, where we teach students how to blow up their brands and their businesses. Today, I have a longtime friend of mine, Chris Lotz, which is Lotz 2020 on TikTok. That's CLOTZ 2020 on TikTok. His new account, Crispy Cutz, on TikTok, which we'll dive into a little bit later. Chris, before we kind of dive in here and we learn a little bit more about your story, how you got started, your brand, what you're doing now, would you take a second just to tell the audience, just introduce yourself and tell them a bit about you?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Chris Lotz. I am 22 years old. I currently live in College Station, but I am from Dallas, Texas.
There we go.
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Fort Worth native, so
yeah, Fort Worth. Yeah,
every day.
Grew up around there.
My girlfriend lives in Arlington now.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
I went to middle school there, but
yeah. Whenever I came over and saw you, whenever I had my old office in
you
Fort
met
Worth.
my grandmother.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She lives right by AT&T Stadium nowadays.
Yes.
And her address is I'm playing. That'd be crazy. No,
she'll make cookies. Well.
Yeah. So when I met Chris, me and Chris know each other, so we met in 2021 spring back, and when I was an assistant manager for our good friend Cody Rose here in College Station. I was the recruiting manager at the time, and man, how did you even find out about Cutco in the first place? Was it?
I think it was through one of the coworkers, Bradley. I think she.
Oh
we
my
were neighbors.
gosh,
we were neighbors. Yeah,
I forgot. Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, so that
I remember I hired Riley as one of our receptionists, and then you joined shortly after that.
Yeah,
and at the time, I remember. So just a little context throwback. So that was a year after lockdown. Most of our classes were, at least I remember, they were still virtual. At least half of mine were only virtual, and I think the other half were hybrid.
I think I dropped out at that time, but yeah.
So Chris is no longer a student. But he built his brand while he was a student. So, Chris, on your Lotz 2020, you have, I think, was it $250K?
Yeah, $250,000.
So just about $250,000, give or take, on TikTok, and then I believe at the time you had $10K on Instagram.
I lost a lot. I mean, I don't post anymore. So
interesting. Just lack of engagement.
I mean, if I still posted, obviously I'd have way more than that if I tried. But again, I didn't. The goal was never to be famous. It was to prove a point.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was to prove a point.
So what's the backstory behind blowing up? I was going to ask if that was unintentional or if it just kind of happened, but it sounds like there was premeditation behind that, man.
Yeah. So crazy backstory. When I was in junior year of high school, I dated this girl. Loved her. My first love. Kind of. Sure. I got cheated on my senior year. Yeah. It kind of stung. Yeah. And
reasonably so.
The whole relationship. Was you can't get TikTok. You can't have social media besides Instagram and Snapchat. So no Twitter, no nothing, right?
You could have Snapchat but not TikTok?
I only really had her on Snapchat. So it was her and then like my teammates. So I didn't have anyone at the time, right?
What sport were you playing at the time?
Well, I tore my shoulder in baseball, so I tried doing tennis when I recovered. Obviously,
interesting.
It's a little bit easier on the shoulder. I know a lot of people don't think so, but it's a lower motion, not a higher motion. So
yeah, now you crush in pickleball, right?
Yeah, I do. I just bought.
Where you go play, man?
I just spent $250 on a paddle. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's a dedicated player, right?
I'm trying to travel for it, so we'll see.
Yeah. So your girlfriend wouldn't let you have
my ex. Yeah.
Excuse me. Your girlfriend at the time, your ex-girlfriend now, wouldn't let you have a lot of access to social media, and so... Yeah,
so she told me that, I can never get it, and I always asked why. I was like, why are you so worried? Like, let's make one together, fuck it. So I was... So when she cheated on me, I thought about a way to get her back, and it was to make TikToks. So I got TikToks. Yeah, they were cringy. I'm not gonna lie.
He's self-aware. Cringy. He's self-aware. If you go back in the timeline far enough.
Yeah, don't tell me cringy. I already know. But here's the thing.
But you don't care.
No, I didn't care. I was making money. It was a whole thing. So my first month.
This was back when the Creators Club was still pretty new.
Yeah. So I started it right when Musical.ly died. Right when TikTok blew up, I blew up.
Really?
So, right when all the bright saw. Yeah. So
that was what? That was like 2018, 2019?
Yes.
Yeah.
2019 was my first video, I think.
Yeah, it would have been our senior year of high school, just about.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I did it, and yeah, there were cringy dances and cringy acting, like POVs, like point of views and stuff like that. I'd go like viral off of some of them. But here's the thing: it was an algorithm that was so new. It was an algorithm that was so new that a lot of people don't understand the algorithm, and I did. I figured it out.
Interesting.
All I had to do was put hashtags and just post 3 times a week.
Yeah, nowadays I know the algo.
It's crazy.
I mean, they change it. They have
You
bots that fix it.
You got to post like 3 times a day if you want to at least get
on TikTok
clout.
specifically, or
yeah. Clout, sounds, very popular sounds push your thing a lot more. I've noticed that. I don't post really anymore. Maybe once a month if I'm bored.
So from a more technical perspective, I guess if you can give the audience just a little bit of a deeper dive. At the time, whenever you started blowing up, what was the algorithm like at the time? Like, what did you figure out? What hit and what missed?
Yeah. So again, at the time, the things that were blowing up were dancing videos. So I learned how to be cringy.
You learned how to dance.
I learned how to be an F boy. And here's the thing: I was never raised to be like that. I was raised really old fashioned to treat everyone with respect. You know, the usual. But here's the thing: how 90% of the people who are on TikTok are completely different in person. About 10% act the way that they post.
Interesting. I was reading an article the other day about how people act completely different when they're anonymous online.
Yeah, exactly.
Behind the screen.
Yeah, it's like someone talking bad about you online, but it's like, all right, say it to my face. You're not going to, right?
No, exactly.
Same thing. With TikTok, again, it was an acting thing for me. It wasn't for me to, and I have one of my aunts, she's an actor. So she told me, like, if I wanted to do that seriously, I could go to acting school and start doing that.
Interesting.
I didn't care for it. It's a lot of work.
Because you were essentially acting out a persona.
Yeah, a persona, someone that I wasn't. But, like, I was giving scenarios in people's minds. It's like a fantasy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of what people dream of, certain things, or, like, again, like with acting, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He'll be like the perfect boyfriend. Like, people post the crap out of that, or the perfect girlfriend, or something like that. Yeah, or like their dogs or something like that. You know, so people go famous for different reasons, and so I figured out the algorithm was a lot of hashtags,
right?
Popular songs, like if you see,
and to an extent, those are both.
Yeah, and here's the thing: everyone ruins those songs on TikTok. Like, they're overplayed. To be honest, and that's what sucks. But here's the thing.
Yeah, well, it sucks more because UMG, pulled their artists from TikTok. I'm sure you saw that. So, that was an interesting move. But I mean, I get it. But
but here's the thing. It's views. I mean, people pay for views, and there's sponsorships that go along with it. So I know when TikTok was first blowing up, I got a DM from a couple of like smaller companies, but they were companies. The big thing was back then, so everyone like wants to be sponsored by Celsius and all that stuff now. Back then it was Bang. Bang was blowing up. Bang. B-A-N-G.
Oh, the Bang drinks.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those in a while, actually.
Exactly, because they stopped marketing it because now they're making it. You know what I'm saying? They're making it. Yeah, but back in 2020 and 2021, they were paying people $500 a post just to hold the Bang in there.
How many followers did you have to have at the time to qualify for that?
They have to hit you up. You have to talk to them.
Interesting. So there was a range.
Yeah, and I had a lot of friends that are more famous than me. I know someone that's 30 million right now.
Wow.
One of my friends.
That's immense.
I don't talk to them, but I feel like I'm the Walmart version of her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is a fucking god, Greek god, man. He's some kind of model, and I was like, damn, I'm the Walmart version of that.
No wonder he blew up, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was like, okay.
Shout out to that boyfriend if you're listening, man. Keep up the great work.
Hey, they've been dating for like 4 years. Yeah, but we're friendly. We just follow each other on social media.
You guys know each other?
Yeah, I also used to be in a group. So TikTok groups were really big back in the day.
So how did your ex telling you not to use social media, how did that inspire you to want to build a brand or blow up on social media?
Man, it just lit a fire in me, saying someone I can't do it, and then I do it. So like, there's a lot of
Don't
haters.
tell me what to do.
Yeah. There's a lot of haters in the world. If you tell me I can't do something, tell me I can't jump off that bridge. I'm gonna jump off that bridge and survive. You know what I'm saying?
If all your friends jumped off a bridge,
No, I'm not, because they did it and I'm not gonna do it.
Oh my!
But if they told me to and we're gonna do it, if they said, "Oh yeah, you can't jump off that bridge," watch, I'll survive that. Watch.
Now I know. I know what to do next.
Don't do that. Don't tempt. Don't.
You're not gonna be on another podcast, man. It's not gonna happen.
I've already. Yeah. Shoot. I hope.
So it sounds like your ex told you no, and so that was kind of like a don't tell me what to do type of thing. So once the relationship ended.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I got to a point where like, I figured out the algorithm. I started making money, started building my brand, and I got offered, to go to Florida for a house, like kind of like the Hype House, but we're gonna call it like the Big 12 house, Top 12 house.
I think you told me about this back when we had first met. Yeah,
it's called Top 12. We were like a group, and shout out to all the Top 12 people if y'all are listening. But they a lot more famous than me. Shoot. I was like the baby of that group. But there's a lot of like, I know one guy who makes a lot of money on Snapchat. Mm-hmm. You ever know how much Snapchat?
I've seen some of those guys on Spotlight. I've heard them making like 50 grand.
$600K in a month.
A month from Spotlight Reels?
Yeah.
$600K a month? How many views what type of engagement was this guy getting?
Millions of views.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So, by the way, Gatorade sponsor us. Sorry, just do that.
Yeah, we're looking for sponsorships right now too.
Yeah. Already marketing. See, that's how you market, guys. You just
DM C Lotz 2020.
Yeah. So when you build a brand from scratch, you have to realize what do you want your audience to be.
Sure.
Right. I didn't know what my audience was. I kind of just posted random stuff and just hope it did something with it.
Throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah, and it was fun. Back in 2020, you had nothing better to do but sit in the house. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do? Film content. You're gonna make content. I did that with one of my best friends for months on end.
Yeah.
In the rain, jumping out of a car on a skateboard, like just cringy stuff like that. But here's the thing: like people liked what I did, and I made people happy. And that was kind of obviously you're going to have haters in life. Guess what? Sure. I got bullied a lot for it in high school. But guess what? As soon as I started hitting milestones, 10K, 20K, 100K.
And they were like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah,
yeah, exactly, man. All the haters like that, man.
Yeah, and now.
And honestly, the hate, I mean, it boosts engagement. So if anything, thank you, haters.
It's anything with any business, though. You're always going to have someone doubting you. You're always going to have someone making sure you can't do it. And guess what? You got to prove them wrong. Our generation, not going to lie, pretty lazy.
Hot take.
Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. Y'all want to make money, but you're too lazy to make it. So how you going to make it? You got to work for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? People expect the money to come off of a tree. I mean, yeah, it technically does, but I mean, you got to earn it. You can't just
I'm honestly curious to see and to an extent, I think it's just easier to be online and do nothing. It's an easier way to do that than ever.
And people make money doing that, though.
Yeah, literally.
Like literally TikTok. Sorry, making my name out there again. But no, like TikTok, same thing. People make money behind a screen. Mm-hmm. Guess what? TikTok Live is huge now, by the way.
So I know you said you had a lot of, obviously, during lockdown, I mean, there really was nothing better to do. Yeah. After that, when you started hitting these milestones, was it difficult staying consistent with it? Because, and the reason I asked that is a lot of the audience members, there's a lot of people who are on the fence about, I don't know if I should start posting, or I'm worried what my friends will think about me.
Yeah, here's the
thing. And obviously discipline conquers most of those fear bubbles. But was it tough staying consistent at first?
Yeah, here's the thing. It's fun until it's tiring. It
becomes a job.
Yeah, when it becomes a job, you're gonna get tired of it. Mm-hmm. But at the time, I loved what I do. I was young. I had nothing but energy, nothing but time to do stuff.
22 years. You're old. You're old, man.
I'm 22 years old. Yeah, I'm still young. Dang, I'm still
exactly, man. You got plenty of time.
But what were you saying? Posting consistently. It does get tiring. There's days where I didn't want to post, but guess what? If I wanted to get in good engagement and get some money, I'm gonna
that's
post.
when to lose all the progress that you worked up until that point.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if that is your full-time job, posting 3 videos a day is not hard.
Yeah,
sorry,
spend an hour if that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: same thing with Instagram. Like for me, like right now, trying to build my other brand is Instagram. I don't care about TikTok. I've been slacking on TikTok with my new brand, but
luckily we'll have some short form you can repurpose.
Yeah, but for my Instagram, like I need to post twice a day, or okay, consistently, I need to post
And you're
4
talking
times a
about
week.
actual posts, not story posts. You're talking about legitimate posts.
Yeah, and probably a story post in there. Yeah, here's the thing.
You're pretty active on your story most of the time. You do a pretty good job of that.
On my Snap story, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially Snapchat.
Yeah, I'm trying to get sponsored by Snapchat.
Trying to get that spotlight.
Yeah. Yeah, they want me to pay for it, and I was like, I'm not paying. You're gonna pay me. How about that?
Yeah, fair enough.
But here's the thing: it's like, for those of you that think that posting is hard, holy cow! Imagine what it was like in the 80s and 90s. You couldn't post.
Yeah, there was no way to really get out there. You want to put a billboard out there that says.
But if I tried, like if I branded myself, posted twice a day on Instagram Reel, twice a day. For 60 days straight, I guarantee you I will have over $3,000. 3,000 followers, more followers.
For 60 days straight?
Yeah.
3 posts a day.
Yeah.
And nowadays
2 posts a day.
So for TikTok, did you usually film them ahead of time, like you'd grind it out on a Sunday? And could you schedule posts at the time?
So yes and no.
If you were a creator?
Not at that time.
Okay.
So I would post like Saturdays and Sundays. All day, probably make 15, 20 videos.
Mm-hmm.
Different, maybe the same video, maybe different songs. Maybe
just figuring out ideas of what to do.
Yeah, how to do it. Okay, what are the viewers going to see? What are they going to think of it? Okay, people's eyes get bored on TikTok you got 10 seconds. If it's not interesting in 10 seconds, they are going to skip you.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's even shorter, probably.
Yeah, it's like 5. Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, another POV. No. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Now it's like Twitch streamers, which I really want to get into.
We can talk about that.
Eventually. But, yeah, I know my phone's annoying.
No, you're good. Grinding out 15, 20 videos on a Saturday.
Yeah. So, and then I'd post. So, a lot of people don't understand timing when you post is very, very important. If I posted at 9 in the morning here, no, let me do this. I post at 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
That is noon time. That is lunchtime for New York.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's morning time for California.
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 o'clock in the morning. How many more viewers am I going to see if they're all awake?
Where was most of your audience based out of? Do you remember?
Oh,
I know. Shoot. Can you see specific states? Or?
Yeah, I can. Even on Instagram, yes, you can. On their age range, it's crazy. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We're actually talking about data brokering in class today. Some of the access that those companies have is
crazy. They know a lot more about you than you know about yourself.
Absolutely insane.
So U.S. was mainly, and I had a lot of England.
Really?
In Europe, Europe loved me.
Interesting.
Weird. Yeah, I remember I went to, here's a little story of, see, I never thought I was famous.
Mm-hmm.
I think $250,000 on TikTok is not famous at all.
Interesting.
I know a lot of people think that. I think you got to have $1 million minimum to at least be considered.
To be famous?
Considered famous, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can have $250K. Someone can buy my account, delete all my videos, and have $250K.
What would you sell your account for?
Probably like 15, 20 million.
15, 20?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty reasonable, though.
I mean,
you're paying like 10 cents a follower.
They'll find out if they're bots or not. No, I'm just kidding. I earned all my followers, but when my first, I guess, famous moment when I thought, I was like, damn, okay, maybe I am known, is when I went to New York. I posted I was going to New York to see my sister on social media, Instagram. I was blowing up. I had like 12, 13K on Instagram. Snapchat, I had like over 6,000 subscribers.
Okay. So you're getting some momentum.
Yeah, I was building it. Crazy.
How many followers do you have, or how many subscribers do you have on Snapchat?
A little under 5 now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not really subscribers. It's just like friends and subscribers.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah. So you had 12 on TikTok, you had 5 on Snap. You're getting some traction on Insta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, not 12 on TikTok. I had 100K on TikTok at the time.
Okay.
12 on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Just hit 10K. Man, 10K next to a K next to your name on Instagram is such a flex, I feel.
Oh
like.
my gosh.
Yeah.
First
of all, let me
remember on the last podcast, I interviewed my friend Katie Calderon at Club Girl Katie, and she has right around 300 and some change on TikTok. Wow. But what's interesting is normally that's like, Instagram's typically like 10%, if that, of your TikTok followers. But on Instagram, she has like over 100.
K?
Yes.
Bro, who is this woman? What?
Yeah,
dang, good for her.
At Club Girl Katie.
That's 1 in every 3 people
What?
that follow her. every person that follows her. Oh, every 3 people that follow her on TikTok, 1 person follows her on Instagram.
Yeah, really insane.
I don't know.
I forgot to ask her last time.
Oh, good for her.
If she, if she funnels them to her Instagram or if it's totally organic.
Yeah, well, you can put your Instagram in the bio of your TikTok.
Yeah, to be fair, Reels now do make it a lot easier to get traction on TikTok.
But
on
anyways,
Instagram now.
Going back to that one moment really quick. So yeah, I was in New York seeing my sister. We were at a bowling alley. Just bowling with my nephew, my sister. A group of girls come up to me. Swear to God, hand on the Bible. I have a picture of it actually.
I believe you.
A picture of
I believe you.
Yeah, a picture of these fans. Okay. They come up to me and like, oh my God, are you Lotz? Are you Cutz? They call me Cutz.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Cutz? Like 2020? I was like, yeah, why? Like, we know you. We just saw one of your videos. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, just saw one of my, like, you're famous. I was like, oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. And they're like, can we get a picture with you? I have never felt more proud.
That was when you knew you made it right there.
I was like, F the haters, F the bullying. That was worth it right there.
That was
asking for a picture.
Yeah.
I was like, this is, man, if my ex saw that, oh, that'd be so fun. But yeah, no, they were like, I think they were, so I was like, what, 16, 17? I was 17 at the time, 17, 18. They're about 15 years old, 15, 14, primetime TikTok girls, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
14, 15-year-old. Took a picture, and the dad was like, so you're famous, huh? And I was like, no, I don't think I am.
No, sir.
These girls happen to think I'm famous. Yeah, sure. And my sister was like, what the F?
Yeah.
Really?
She's like, what's happening right now?
No, because she always, she dogged on me for it, too.
Oh,
and then she's like,
wow.
she saw it, and she's like, wow, no way. You know what I'm saying? No way.
Really?
Yeah. And then we went to the M&M store. Another girl recognizes me. I'm making my custom M&M.
This is in New York?
Yes, bro. New York. Out of all places, dog.
That's like the best place you can get recognized.
Yeah,
man.
I felt famous. I know only like it was a group of girls and that one other girl, but shit, that's more than what I ever expected.
Absolutely, man. That's ridiculous.
So yeah, that happened, and then I mean, I just started. I had a couple of videos I had to take down though. No, not bad. It was with my nephew, but. When my sister found out China was looking. My sister doesn't like
nowadays
foreign countries.
Yeah,
with her kid, she was like, nah. Yeah, we ain't. Take them off. And I was like, there's like 3 million views though.
On the video you posted with her?
With my nephew.
Or with your nephew? Yeah.
So there's like 1.8 mil, 2 mil.
3 mil views?
Yeah, and I was like, I got to. She's like, yeah. Yeah, you do. I was like,
those don't come around too often too. That's trash.
I got a DM after that from very famous person.
For a sponsorship or for a collab?
No, thought I was cute.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like
hey, even better, man.
She was shooting her shot.
We are winning.
She's a model. Yeah. I guess she's famous now, but she wasn't famous at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. She DM'd me, and that was cool.
We don't have to go down that.
Yeah. No. That was cool though. That was cool. I was getting recognized from other people that respected my stuff.
Yeah. And got some attention from the ladies along with it. It sounds like.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much. I never answered any DMs. I still don't really.
So did you ever? I guess we would have met after you would have done this, but did you ever sell merch, promote?
See, I was.
I know you did have sponsorships.
Yeah, I was actually in the making of merch before I stopped. I had some guy reach out and was like, "Hey, I can design something for you." But let me wait for these sponsorships to pay me, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And it just never happened. I wish I want to make merch right now. Actually, with my new brand. I just
crispy cuts.
Yeah, I just need a graphic designer that knows how to draw. Like an animated character. Like I want like a barber running after a guy in a cape. like with clippers in his hand. Like,
want some like creative, merch, funny, bro. Like some graphic tees and stuff. Those would be funny.
Yeah, and then like a hat that says CBC.
Or you need to get your tattoo artist to draw it up.
CBZ, but with razor blades.
Why the Z?
Crispy Cutz Z.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Cutz with a Z.
Yeah,
okay, I get it now. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought about merch, but it's a lot of money to start merch, man. A lot of people don't understand.
You do have to put some.
You got to put a couple of bands down and like get some traction going.
So for our students listening, knocking out a Saturday and a Sunday, making 15, 20 clips. And what was your average length for these? Was it like a 10-second thing, a 30-second
15 to 30 seconds.
15 to 30
They
seconds.
didn't have the 3-minute thing anymore. Like not anymore. They didn't have it at the time.
So if
This is
someone
15,
wanted
30
to,
seconds.
they want to do that same strategy, did you script out these videos at all, or did you write it out? Did you plan out what ideas you were going to do? Had like a thought log or anything
The trend
like
was
that?
already set by other people. You kind of just watched them and kind of like, I'm going to put my own twist on it, but
Sure.
I'm still going to be creative about it.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to get the viewers' attention? What do my viewers like? You know what I'm saying? You got to keep
having to learn your audience, because a lot of
Yeah.
times you can't
lot of
control
people- yeah.
who likes it or not.
A lot of people that are famous don't know their audience, so then they get lost in the sauce. I say.
Yeah.
They don't read into their audience. They're kind of more about, I'm just gonna do whatever I want and everyone's gonna follow me. Nah, a lot of people won't. If they like what they see, they're gonna keep following you. So you better keep doing it. So
Interesting. So you just kind of went with the flow on that one.
yeah, I kind of just read the comments and said, "Oh."
But honestly, unless you're trying to promote your business, I guess the audience is really less important. If you're just trying to build a personal brand.
yeah. But I was
Then-
trying to build just a brand of just myself on TikTok.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to build a brand to where like I don't care about my audience. I
Mhm.
care more about like the quality,
Mhm.
the traction it gets, to how many people are gonna see it. Like I don't look at the hate comments. I look at the positive comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you always reply to those like positive comments because
Boost
you-
engagement and rewards positive behavior.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know the thing. I mean, you're really good at marketing, anyways.
I don't know,
Shit,
man.
this guy's a pro
I just
at
work here,
marketing.
man. I just go to A&M.
You don't work here.
Technically, I guess it's more remote. So carving out a Saturday and Sunday, figuring out some good ideas, listening to trending sounds, getting all the understanding the pieces that go into it, and then just grinding it out.
Yeah.
And then you can just kind of post them out throughout the week. Or nowadays you can schedule them out.
Yes, yeah,
Which is even better.
Yeah, I love how Instagram did that now. I don't know if TikTok does that, but I can schedule it for certain times.
Yeah, and nowadays, I know you're building a different brand now. So can you talk about kind of the transition of, because I do know there was a period where you stopped posting.
Yeah.
On your, I guess, do I call it your main account?
Yeah, my main Instagram.
So so your main Instagram
I stopped
and
posting
your main
for a year.
TikTok. Yeah, you just
whole year.
pretty much cold turkey. It looked like too.
Yeah.
Dang,
And you just recently stalked me? Wow. Okay.
I did some homework.
Dang.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I've got like logs. I got like notes page.
Okay, so at this date he stopped and he restarted again at this date.
Yeah.
We're gonna
February
talk about-
19th, 2023, 7 posts this time of day. No, imagine.
Oh wow. I was
no,
like,
that'd be-
I don't remember, but that maybe yeah, sure. It's around my birthday.
You're right, man. You're
around
right.
around
yeah.
my birthday, I'm posting. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's right around there.
but I didn't post this year. for my
Yeah.
birthday.
But so I know you stopped pretty cold turkey for a little bit. What was the reason for stopping posting, and then what was the reason for? We'll talk about that. I can ask it again. The reason for not using that page and rebranding the page, and instead branding a separate, brand new page.
Yeah. I again, there's a point where it just got to be overwhelming and too much, and my mental health, I just couldn't take it.
Sure.
I just honestly couldn't take it anymore. Like, there's a point where you can only handle so much, and even the positive comments were overwhelming.
Yeah.
Positive comments, negative comments, it was just all overwhelming, and I was like, I need a break from social media. Like, I hate social media.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a hatred more than a love.
Was it because the brand became who you were, and you felt like you couldn't?
I felt becoming that person I didn't want to be.
Because you were becoming the persona that was just that.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was a persona, and you
Because
didn't
when I
wanna-
first started it, I was different, nice guy, and all this stuff, and then I portrayed like a little e-boy, f-boy, on TikTok, and then
The e-boys. Oh
And
my
then-
gosh, and the Visco girls. I forgot about that trip.
and then I realized I was starting to become it after like a year. I was like, wow, this is bad.
Yeah.
This
Just
is
didn't like
I
who you
didn't
were
recognize
becoming.
myself. Yeah, I didn't recognize myself. I
So
wasn't
if
happy.
someone were to build a brand nowadays, how would they, and obviously hindsight 2020, but if you could go back and you knew that was going to happen, what would you do to prevent that from happening?
Oh, wow, I was not ready for this. That's a lot of
we asked the deep questions on the college CEO, man.
Yeah, so I don't think necessarily you always realize it's gonna just become you at some point.
Sure.
You don't always realize like that's gonna come. You know, if I could prevent it, I would have.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just get sucked in and don't see it. Sometimes you got to step back and see it.
Just kind of like,
and I think I stepped back a little too late at that point, to where I was like, I hate social media. I hate this. I hated everything about me. You know, so
and you wish you would have developed that kind of 30,000 foot out of body view.
Yeah, because then I could have gotten spurts. I could have kept doing TikTok. I could have probably had over 1 million by now.
But you could have compartmentalized.
Yeah, I got 250,000 in 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, I could have easily gotten way over that. Mm-hmm. It just sucked me in, mm-hmm. and it was addicting. And then it was like it was like I just had to get away from that. It was toxic. Mm-hmm. A lot of toxic people on TikTok. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of fake people.
It's not all roses and rainbows out there.
It's like acting. A lot of fake people. Man.
Absolutely.
And then now, what got me to come back? You were asking.
Yeah, and what I'm really curious about is, you started for your barber business. Or as a barber, you started an entirely new page for it.
Yeah.
Which I've heard strategies on both. So what's the why would someone want to go one way or the other? Why would someone want to either rebrand their old page versus why would someone want to just start from scratch?
Here's the thing. Try to rebrand your old page. Tell me how many people leave. I wanted to keep my life separate.
You think the followers drop?
Oh, heck yeah. People are going to drop from your personal life. Just plain and simple. They don't like what you do. They don't like you as a person.
Yeah, it's interesting. And do you remember he was a 2021 guy, Polo Boy? I showed it to you. He had kind of flowy, longer hair.
Maybe.
Darker hair.
What are you trying to get at?
He rebranded twice. But what's interesting is that he gained followers, but he also I remember he said he put
audience.
For one video he spent a combined total of 3 hours scripting, filming, and editing. So I guess if you rebrand,
better put in a lot more work.
Yeah, you got to be willing to keep that because you got to be able to keep that audience sticky.
Yeah. And he gained a whole new different audience though, which is impressive. It's hard to keep that audience, and then you rebrand yourself and get
or even converted some of the old audience.
Yeah, of course.
Which I'm sure there's always
for me, I wanted a new life. I felt like in my mind I killed my old life. Just kind of like took some time away from social media, and I was like, I want to start fresh. I want a new life.
Sure.
And I'm also going to keep my business separate from my personal life. Sorry, it can't be together.
What did that do for you when you separated business and personal?
I locked in. I was
made it easier to focus on one thing at a time.
Business from the hours of 10 to 6, I'm in my zone, in my business era. At nighttime, I'm in me era. I'm myself. But for those 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, doesn't matter how long I work, I am completely all about business.
It's interesting that you say that.
And I earned a different respect. A lot of people respect me differently.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when you're a business owner, let's say this. You're a business owner and you have a bunch of kids that you hire working for you. If you're going to drink with them and do everything else with them, they're not going to respect you.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because you're on their same level.
You remember my branch office in 21?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened, man.
Exactly. They're not going to respect you. They're going to be like, I can do whatever I want. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to fire me.
It wasn't even drinking. It was just being too casual.
Yeah. Hanging out with them. Now, here's the thing. In barber business, it's different.
Because it is casual, though.
Yeah, it is casual.
The environment itself is casual.
I'm like a counselor that I don't treat them as my clients. I treat them as friends.
Absolutely.
You can't just
I think that's what people look for in a barber, though. They want someone they can talk to, and sometimes they want someone who they'll just be quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, exactly. But, and then maybe I'm not for them. That's okay. But I take pride in my work and I work my ass off. So
absolutely.
For me, again, rebranding myself, it took a while. My own family didn't like me being a barber. They're like, you're the only one that not go to college. But it's crazy. I make money than 90% of my cousins. So
interesting.
And they went 4 years of college.
Interesting.
Yeah. Here's the thing, trade schools.
And did if you had learned to separate business and personal, do you think do you feel like your income or your business would affect your business and your income?
100%.
Interesting.
I feel like that's in every business.
It's interesting that you say that because I was actually I just figured this out probably I don't know, like 6 months ago, I figured out maybe like 8 months ago, I figured out how to really separate business and personal. And I think this is more common for guys, for just men in general, and males. But it's just like for guys, it's very easy to get too focused on work, and work kind of becomes who you are.
Oh,
for
Jacob,
a little bit.
I saw that in you,
dude. You remember?
A
dude,
year ago.
That's the only thing.
I didn't speak for you for like 6 months, dude.
No, well, I was also not here, but
but no text,
fair,
no call. Like, come on, we were close. You know what I'm saying?
We did hang out. Yeah, I remember.
Cold turkey, it. You know?
I was so focused, and I became.
I did ask about you a lot though. To Cody, I was like, "How is he doing?"
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
Yeah, I was just too scared to reach out because I didn't know if it was going to be 5 business days or like a couple months.
I was not great at getting back to my personal phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, literally. But no, I remember, man. Like my whole goal was to be transformational. Instead, I was just acting transactionally, and I treated relationships kind of like means to an end, instead of like these are real human beings who I need to
relationships
enjoy this.
are everything in the marketing and business world.
Oh my gosh, in the business world, dude, relationships are everything.
Connections is more than money, I feel like.
Yeah, I know it's a meme nowadays. You know, that whole network is your net worth type of thing.
Yeah,
but no, it's true, man.
100%.
And I mean, just the people I've met at A&M alone.
Cult life, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Gig 'em. Yeah, we're 24,
gig 'em.
man. Exactly. But now learning to separate business and personal, that made such a huge difference for me because I feel like I almost like regained, or maybe grew into myself, is a better word. Yeah. Because my personality was strictly based off how my business was or work.
You're just a work robot.
Yeah, I was a workaholic, and I feel like just like exactly what you said, lost a lot of respect.
Yeah, I had to take a break from. I mean, I still take a break from barbering sometimes, even though I love it. I love what I do. I would never take that away. But when you say workaholic, like these past couple months, man. I
remember
6 days a week.
Because you'd go to school from pretty much 9 to 5, and you'd cut hair from 5 to 9.
Yeah.
If not later.
Yeah.
So I remember I'd come over and you'd cut mine at like 9 p.m. in the apartment.
Yeah.
You know, I remember that.
It was like 12-hour days all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're hustling.
I was grinding.
Now, I will say there is something to be said, and I'm sure you can probably test this. There is something to be said at when you're getting started and you're getting going, like you do have to put in more.
24/7, 365. Yes.
You do have to put in more than you normally would, especially for building a new business or even learning a new skill. Like cutting hair and being a barber.
I didn't think I was gonna be good. How I started though, really quick. How I started in that, like, you know, I saw marketing on Instagram, crazy. Saw a little bit of Vic Blends, I guess, when he was blowing up and stuff like
I guess I got a free promo right now. If you like my hair, come get it cut by Crispy Cutz, right?
But the thing is that it just popped up on Instagram and I got sucked into it. Like, I don't think people understand like ASMR and all that stuff. It's like serotonin for the body. Mm-hmm. Your brain just goes into
all those oddly satisfying videos. Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, I have so many clients that bring their girlfriends. Their girlfriends love watching the process. Everyone loves the process of cutting hair or like the sound of it or the smell.
Is that kind of a niche audience that you're accessing right now?
Yeah, the smell of it. Like everyone loves, like, it's like your 5 senses. Something's going to be more dominant than the other, right? So someone goes to a barbershop, like, I hear all the time when they're walking past a barbershop, oh my God, it's the best smell in the whole building.
Interesting. Yeah, or the sound of the scissors snapping.
Or the clippers or the blower or something, right? It's a trigger in their brain saying this is a barbershop or this is satisfying. Mm-hmm. So it was satisfying. It caught my eye. So I went to school and, you know, I wanted to make my family proud. And
absolutely, man.
Most of them weren't. A lot of them were skeptical at first. You know, they're like,
when you decided to become a barber.
Bro, name 5 white barbers. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Let me just put that there.
You're funny, man.
I'm a minority in this industry, and you know, I'm glad to be. I didn't grow up with people that looked like me. I did not grow up with people that looked like me. So to be able to be able to cut different ethnicities and different cultures and different backgrounds and being good at it was something I wanted to master. I wanted to master. I could cut anyone's hair. Doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from.
Sure.
Your race didn't matter, any of that. I wanted to be good at cutting everyone's hair.
Yeah.
So training was very hard when I was in school. You know, like,
you feel like because you were, ironically, for once the minority, do you feel like you had kind of like a chip on your shoulder that people gave you funny looks or had some more doubts?
Come on, when you're a barber or you're a hairstylist, you're gonna go to the same race as you. It's nothing racist to it. It's like
just you're used to that type of hair.
If you're a black dude, you were going to a black barber. It was never like if you're a white dude, you're probably gonna go to a Mexican barber or a black barber. There's no like white barbers to like, that were good at the time. And so it was very hard. Like for me, I only went to a Hispanic barber when I was growing up. I never artist Great Clips, but we're not gonna support them. But yeah, and so like for me, it was proving other ethnicities wrong. Like saying like just because I don't look like you, I can still cut your hair and make it just as good, or if not better than the same race that you are.
Curious to see what type of comments we get.
Yeah.
For that is a especially now that's a really hot take nowadays.
Yeah, but it's a thing. It's a true thing. It's there's no race behind that. Sure. It's just culture. Cultures grew up. Every barbershop back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, it was either all white or all black or all Hispanic. And those people that went to those barbershops were all black, all white, or all Hispanic. There was no like mixing and matching, Like a white guy would not walk into a black guy's barbershop.
Do you feel like nowadays it's more of a melting pot?
Here's the thing. Yeah, I think like a lot of people just go off of like how good you are skill wise. Mm-hmm. They see how good you are. You know what I'm saying? It's all about. They don't obviously now. Thank God they don't care what you look like. They want you to. They want you to just be good regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I post a lot on Instagram because I like cutting, and I like showing everyone.
So back to social media. So do you has building your barber brand on TikTok, after that year kind of sabbatical, getting back on TikTok and Instagram, building a new brand.
Yeah.
So you had a new brand going for you. You had a new business. You had a new audience that you were reaching as well. And you had new accounts. What was the strategy? How was it? How did the strategy differ from whenever you were posting the e-boy clips?
Completely different. I mean, I'm doing artwork now. I'm not doing, dances or acting. I'm not acting. I'm being myself.
So technically entertainment, technically?
Yeah. I think it all is. Okay. If you post
I guess all of it technically is. Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's completely different sides of the spectrum. I'm showing what I can actually do, and I love doing it. And it doesn't feel like work to me, And
you feel like the audience for that type of, I guess specifically for cutting hair, is it just more niche? Like, are you having a harder time accessing it, or is it just waiting until the algo hits?
It's a lot harder to gain your followers because a lot of people just like to watch the videos now and not follow. That's the hardest.
Very true.
Audience. Yeah. So like for me, like in my audience, I have to do something more engaging or more entertaining to get them.
For both platforms or specifically?
Yeah, both. I mean, come on, any barber can post on TikTok.
Yeah.
What makes you different?
What makes you worth to follow?
Yeah. Why am I gonna follow you?
Yeah.
List 3 reasons why I should follow you right now. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was reading on.
I could tell you in person, but online, shoot, I can't tell you. I don't explain it. You know what I'm saying? Just look at my artwork.
Yeah.
Look at my work.
It's interesting. I was Google. Have you ever heard of the ZMOT, the Zero Moment of Truth?
No.
So basically, Google did a study back in, I want to say 2014. I'm gonna butcher the year. I know we're getting close to time here.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was just questions soon. But the Zero Moment of Truth is where Google basically did a study and figured out how many hours does someone need to spend time or virtually watch your content in order for them to be like a buyer, basically, or ready to do business with you. Mm-hmm. And, it came down to it being basically 7 hours.
Yeah.
And that was in 2014, and people are way less trusting a decade later than they were in 2014.
And they also have short attention spans.
Very short attention spans. First 3 seconds, first 3
to 7 seconds. You're not funny
now.
Or entertaining, they ain't following you.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially now with all the clickbait content that saturated YouTube.
Yeah, I wish I was good at clickbaiting, man.
What happens next will shock you.
Yeah, just show like a Mortal, like me doing a design of a Mortal Kombat in someone's head. Yeah, I can't do that, but like I'm just gonna completely show you a different fade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's good clickbait, but I don't know how to do that.
So I know we're wrapping up here. So what building your brand now, what are you circling, what type of audience are you trying to reach with your brand now? And to the student or new business owner, or new business pursuant for that matter, who maybe they're on the fence about it, or maybe they just don't know what direction to go, or they want to do it, but they're just lacking creativity or strategy. What would you recommend for just the easy steps to get started for someone who's on the fence about it or uncertain?
Yeah, hold on. Say that first part real quick. You just said a whole paragraph.
I got you.
You think I'm gonna read a whole paragraph?
For someone who's on the fence about building a brand, what tips would you recommend for just getting started?
Yeah, just post as much as you can. Like I said, the 3-a-day rule. Just post 3 times a day to 2 times a day. Do it for 60 days straight. Tell me how many followers you have after that. I promise you it will change. Because the algorithm is eventually going to catch on to you. Like, they're posting consistently. We're going to push a couple of his videos.
Interesting.
So that's step 1. Second, don't listen to the haters. Don't care what anyone thinks. Just stay in your lane. If you copy what anyone else is doing, no one's going to follow it. If you stay in your lane and stay true to yourself, I mean, people are going to respect that a lot more than if you try to be someone you're not, like I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
interesting that it's been that long.
Yeah, I feel old. That's me feel old.
Old Chris. So are you still active on your main account?
You know what? I haven't posted in like 2 months. Okay. I can be active. I can start that up in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't want.
There's going to be that devaluation cycle.
Yeah, I just don't want it to suck me in again. I got addicted to it. It sucked me in. I became a person I didn't want to be. So
you feel like you'd be a little bit better at it now, since like we talked about, you'd be able to separate kind of.
Yes, but the algorithm changes 100%. The algorithm changes every 6 months. They do it on purpose.
Yeah, especially with bot sweeps now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little more difficult nowadays. So.
And then what was your other? You said a whole paragraph. So what was the other?
It was just tips for people getting started. And
just do what you love, man. Stop listening to everyone else. Stay in your lane, and you will do fine. Same thing with the barber industry. When I first came into the barber industry, I was looking at all the other haircuts, and I was like, "Dang, I suck. I suck, dude." Like with no instructor. Like this is me by myself. Like I hope I don't mess someone up. Like licensed barber.
Yeah. And
I was like, "Dang, I suck compared to these people." But here's the thing. Why am I comparing myself to people that have been doing it for 5 years? I've been doing it for 6 months at the time. You know what I'm saying? Now I've been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah, run your own race.
Yeah, professionally for 1.5 years. Yeah, stay in your lane. Do what you love. If you try to be someone else that you're not, again, you are going to hurt yourself more than anything else.
So what? So when are you opening your own shop, man?
Man, I hope soon. Man, I'm giving College Station 1 more year, and then I might dip.
I'm gonna hold you to that, man.
So
I guess my last couple of questions here is, what got you interested in entrepreneurship, and what made you want to open a business?
Most business owners never went to college. Think about that. They made their financial mistakes on their own. Yeah, do I wish I took some financial classes? 100%. But most business owners kind of just went the hard way, and they learned the hard way. And I feel like, why am I going to listen to a professor that's never run a business before?
Sure.
Why?
Yeah. No,
they've never done it.
Point.
You know what I'm saying? They've never done it. You know what I'm saying? So how would they know more than a guy? If you sit yourself in a room full of millionaires, you are going to learn more in an hour than you will learn 4 years of college.
Man, that was the biggest thing I remember. I realized.
I know you've done that, Jacob.
Man, when I was a freshman and sophomore, growing up, I would make a point to interview a new entrepreneur at least every week, at least every 2 weeks.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I would interview these different entrepreneurs and ask about them. And I remember, and by the way, I've had a quality education at A&M. I've met some fantastic people. The Aggie network is so real.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, exactly.
A&M's a great school.
A&M's fantastic, and it's in my opinion, and I'm obviously biased, but it's the best networking school in the nation, especially with 80,000 undergrads.
100%. You have that ring, you're getting the job anywhere.
1,000%.
Someone's gonna help you out.
But I remember, much to my parents' own chagrin, they didn't like when I talked about this stuff, but it's true. Is I remember I would I had an entrepreneurship class, and the professor he had a doctorate. And I was like, interesting. It's like 12 years of school right there.
Yeah.
And he's like 45. I'm like, that means in the last 10, 15 years, this guy would have had to run a successful business in order for him to be to qualify to be a professor of practice as well. And you know what? He had never run a business before.
And so you're listening to a man that has a doctorate but never ran a business.
Exactly.
So he just knows statistics.
And I will say, interviewing those entrepreneurs, interviewing those millionaires, and actually talking to people who have built $1, $5, $10, $15, $25, $100 million businesses, the quality and the depth of the perspective that they have is generally much more valuable.
Yeah, because they've done it. They've been there.
And not to invalidate, any people who have PhDs or doctorates or doing research, especially in Mays. It's a fantastic business school, number 2 in Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they go back and forth with TU.
Yeah.
But talking to people who actually did the work, they can give you insight. Always going to be more valuable than people who have theories and insights.
You will learn more when you're in the workforce than you will in your 4 years of college. Here's the thing. No diss to college people. If you're in college and you like what you're doing and you want to be doing something very specific, stay in it. If you don't know what you're doing or don't know what you want to do, why are you wasting your money?
Yeah.
I'm in no debt, and I just make money. A lot of my cousins are in debt, and now they're barely making money. And now a lot of my aunts and uncles are like, wow, you're so successful. Why is my kid not like that? Well, I don't know. Look what you taught him. I don't know. Man, but here's the thing. I love my family. Sorry, no shame to any of them. They work very hard. They're going to be very successful. They just need the time.
Yeah, no disrespect. It's just raised differently.
My time's just different. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That might mean I might die faster. But anyways.
Well, Chris, we're wrapping up. Where can people find you if they want to see more of you and listen to more of you?
So my main account on Instagram and TikTok is Lotz 2020, CLOTZ 2020. And then my barber accounts are Crispy Cutz, CHRISBCUTZ. That's the same as the TikTok as well. But and then if anyone wants to really reach out, I guess my Snapchat's in the bio somewhere. I guess
I need to get you a website, man.
I do. Yes.
We'll reconnect.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, Crispy Cutz, thank you for listening to another episode of the College CEO Podcast, where we teach students how to blow up their brands and their business. Tune in next week for another guest speaker.
Appreciate it.